Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode of FM Updates. Of course, it's the first episode of 2020, and we are very excited, and I hope you are too. Well, today's episode is going to be a little different. We wanted to reflect a little bit back on 2019, and it's been a really good year for all of us, and especially the industry. There have been so many good contracts that have been won in 2019, so many innovations that were introduced, so many best practices that were introduced, training centers, and companies introducing a lot to do for their staff and even for their customers. In fact, a big highlight for us personally has been the rebranding itself of CM Today, from FM Today to Community Management Today, which has been accepted very positively by the industry on the whole. And of course, our online platforms have been so active, be it with our live updates. We've been so much more closer to our readers, to our listeners. Of course, our YouTube channel as well has been doing so well. And our weekly podcast has also been accepted so beautifully by the industry as well. So we have a lot of new things to look forward to in 2020. But yes, more on that a little bit later in the upcoming episodes. We definitely have some very exciting news to share with all of you, and I can't wait to do that. But before that, let's, as I said before, we'll reflect a little bit behind, and we'll talk about how 2019 has been for the industry at large. And yes, the FM industry was doing really well with so many big contracts, and it definitely showed the growth overall in the region as well for the FM industry. And we did a kind of a roundup in the November-December issue, if you have seen it, and that's called the top 15 service providers and suppliers for the FM industry. Now, what makes these companies top or leading is not only the kind of contracts that they have won in the last 1 year, but also the kind of initiatives that they have introduced for their staff, the kind of ROI they have seen, and most importantly, the customer satisfaction that they have received, and also the client retention. Now, these are so key for any company, and definitely these companies have achieved it in their own way. So each one of these companies that we're going to go through in a list has their own special way of being a leading supplier or a service provider. So shall we start? So to start with, we'll be starting with AG Facilities Management. Now there in 2019, the biggest highlight for them was of course the integration of MBM, a leading soft service provider who integrated with AG Facilities Management, making them a much more stronger IFM company in the market. Now they also received the ISO 41001 for their FM services in 2019. And of course, another highlight for them has been the launch of the two-way SMS your service request app. So that has kind of got them much closer to their customers and their consumers as well. Now moving on, we also have Avtad FM, who has made it to the top 15 list. Now they have seen an overall growth of almost 28.31%. And now in terms of staff growth, they have said that they have seen a growth of approximately 8% year on year. Now that's a really good growth that we can see in their company. Now, one of the biggest achievements for them in 2019, of course, has been winning the bid for the Manipal Academy of Higher Studies of the Dubai campus. So we also have BIA, another leading service provider, who has made it to our top 15 list. Now, they've had many highlights in 2019. Of course, one of them being the Waste Pro Plus, a digital platform that they have launched, where you can track the waste all the way to their sorting facilities. Another thing that they launched in 2019 was the industrial wastewater treatment plant, which proved to be quite innovative, and as well as of course they made immense progress in terms of transition to eco-friendly fleet by adding the Ducati electric mobile waste collection units to their fleet. Now they've also signed a new a solar power energy contract for their new headquarters in Sharjah. So that's something to look forward to in 2020 as well. Now in this list of top 20, top 15, sorry, we have not only touched upon what were their achievements, but we've also touched upon, what are some of their vision for the coming years. So definitely we'll be leaving the link for you in the comments section below, so you can have a look in detail about each one of these companies. Now moving on, we also have Berkeley Services that was part of the top 15 list. Now in the year 2019 has been quite a positive one for them. They have won many contracts across the year. Now they have, just to name a few, they have won the soft services contract for Miras, the beach, as well as the Blue Waters. They've also won the complete FM contracts for the Dubai Airport engineering services, and not only that, they have also won one of the biggest MEP installation contract for the Dubai Airport. I'm sorry, that's not MEP, that's HVAC installation for the Dubai Airport, as well as they've also won several landscaping contracts for Emirates Airlines. And also they have one of the major highlight of 2019 is what they've mentioned is for them to look after and manage two very big shows, that is the Dubai Air Show of 2019 as well as the Rugby 7. So these have been some of the highlights and achievements for Berkeley Services. Now moving on, we also have Concordia. Now Concordia has seen an overall growth of 12.5% and a client retention which has exceeded about 95%. That's like an amazing result for the year that has gone by. Now they have also developed and successfully implemented a very evolutionary service delivery for freehold properties, which they have launched with close consultation with RERA. Now this surely proves to be a game changer for them, and we definitely will be looking out for more such innovative things from Concordia as well. Now one of the major achievements of 2019 has been the 3 million plus man hours that has been put in without any LTIs. Now another thing that Concordia mentions is that they have introduced also 3 new service lines that have received instant success for them in 2019, and have a lot more things planned in 2020. So do have a look at the link so you can have a look at what are the kind of vision that they have for the year 2020. Now Ijada is also another company that has seen a tremendous growth. They have seen a 15% growth in this competitive market, and of course they have seen a customer satisfaction of up to 97%. Now Ijada has also received an overwhelming response for when they entered the healthcare segment in 2019, and of course they've set a huge standard in safety and security, and be it their CCTV upgrade that they did for the Jumeirah Beach residents, or even for the robot that they introduced in 2019, and that's something that we all were aware of as well, right? Now one of the biggest highlight they saw in 2019 was the 60,000 hours of training that was given to their staff on various hard and soft FM. So that itself shows that how much they've invested not only outside for their clients but also for their staff internally. Now another client that has bagged a lot of FM contracts last year was the Emirates National Facilities Management. Now they have got a lot of prestigious clients in their kitty, and they've in fact retained about 95% of their clients from their portfolio. So some of their clients that they have are the Emirates Identity Authority, the BAS Mall, the Dubai Civil Defense, and also the Dubai Health Authority. Another company that really made news in 2019 was NG Kofli, and they have also been now part of our top 15. And one of the biggest highlights for them, of course, has been their rebranding, earlier known as Kofli Basics. They rebranded into NG Kofli in 2019, and this has been proved to be quite beneficial for them. They have won many contracts in 2019, and in fact they have 97.5% of retention of existing contracts, and more than 20 new contracts that they have won, including Al Raha, the Shams, and the Saadiyat Island as well. Now, they also saw the launch of the integrated controls of engineering and environment technology. This basically monitors the condition of the asset as well as the environment by using sensors, artificial intelligence, IoT and stuff. So they've had a lot going on for them as well. And moving on, we also have Innova by Veolia, who've also made it to our top 15. Now, they have seen many big contracts, including the Children's Cancer Hospital in Egypt, the Cairo Festival City, as well as they have secured a deal for Al Bateen Executive Airport as well. Now, Innova also saw the launch of their smart glasses, which made quite a buzz in the market as well. And one of the biggest highlight, of course, has been their launch of their Upgrade 4.0 center that basically enables them to monitor the energy space, the energy performance space for all of their assets that they manage in the region. Now, a supplier that made it to our list has been Facilio. Now they have, one of the highlights has been the feature that they got from Verdantix. This is a leading research consultancy, and they were featured as the youngest challenger, and in fact even Markets and Markets research company had featured Facilio in 2019 as a leading contender in IWMS category. Now, one of the game-changing achievements for them this year has been the partnership with the Digital X, that is a subsidiary of Digital Deva. So this has been quite an interesting year. We've seen a good mix of service providers and suppliers who have made it to the top 15 of CM Today list. Now, if you've just joined us, we're doing a quick roundup of 2019. We've mentioned some of the leading companies, the service providers and suppliers who have made it to our top 15 list. So we still have halfway to go. So if you've just joined us, you're still not too late. We're starting with Farnic now. Now, Farnic, one of the highlight of 2019 has been their 5-year contract with the Dubai airports. Now, they've also recently launched 150 million dirhams state-of-the-art accommodation in DIP, which is just a few minutes away from the Expo 2020 site. So this can be proved to be quite efficient during the Expo when it happens. Now, they also recently adopted a Disney's quality standards for their customer service, and which is like rolling out programs for their employees at the moment. So that was also going to be quite interesting to see the way the standards that Disney has been following to be adapted into the region out here. So another supplier that made it to our list has been FSI Middle East. Now, the FSI has seen a lot of new launches in 2019, including the delivery of My School app, which was probably one of their key highlights for FSI Middle East. Now, their FM service delivery can be reached to almost 3,000 schools in Saudi Arabia through this particular app. And it was also the 10th birthday of their Concept Evolution, and with it they released the version 5 of Concept Evolution of their CAFM system as well in 2019. And they also released the version 5 of Tasks, and they enhanced the asset management and the auditing apps as well through this. Now, FSI Middle East has secured many new project wins across Abu Dhabi, Ajman, Bahrain, Dubai, Egypt, as well as Jordan, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia, Sharjah, as well as Sudan. So we have a lot more to expect from them in the coming year as well. Now we are going back to our service providers, and one of them who have made it to our top 15 has been Graco. Now they have seen one of the highest client retention rate with some of the clients who have been with them for over 12 years and running, like the Majid Al Futtaim malls or the Dubai World Trade Center. So 2019 has been where they have seen a lot of clients coming back to them as well, who had earlier left them, but they have come back to them knowing that how good and what quality service that they provide as well. Now they've seen a lot of new contract wins as well, including the 5-year contract for cleaning the internal and external high levels of Dubai airport, the post-construction cleaning of the Abu Dhabi MTB terminal as well, and also the external high-level cleaning of the Abu Dhabi World Trade Center and the Rove hotels, and of course the Dubai frame as well. So that's Graco's highlights for 2019, but there have a lot more to come at 2020. So do have a look at the link that is there in the comment section, so you can have a feel of what you can expect from them in 2020 as well. Well, as I said, this list has to do more than just the kind of contracts that they have won. It has to do with the kind of investment they've done for their staff as well, for their customers, and also the kind of vision that they have. So that's where you see the growth in all these companies. So moving on, we have Kansai Facilities Management. Now they have secured some very large scale contracts in the defense, in the healthcare, government, even hospitality sectors, and they have said that with a combined portfolio value of almost 80 million dirhams in just 2019 alone. Now this year the company has in fact forayed into a healthcare space, and they have won a lot of substantial contracts, including a newly constructed hospital in the Dubai healthcare city. Now lastly, we've come to 15th company, and that is Tafawuk. Now it's been a very busy year for Tafawuk. It's a subsidiary of the Eltizam Asset Management Group. Now they have got a number of achievements, including the launch of their dedicated training academy, the investment they've done for technology to provide better services for their clients, and also they've seen a lot of major developments in technology alone. Now this includes their Tafawuk Go app, the Asset Check, the robot cleaner that also we saw in 2019. And they've also been helping a lot of communities through their CSR initiatives as well. So they've got a very wholesome outlook towards how they provide their services as well. Now this year they've got a lot of important new contracts, including the KOA Canvas, the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization, and also the World Trade Center of Abu Dhabi and the Kayan Tower. So as I said, guys, this top 15 that we have made, all the companies are leading and they're top in their own special way. I mean, it's the kind of initiatives that they have put into their company. It's the kind of vision that they have for the industry at large is what makes them a top 15 or a top contender. So I hope, as an end user, as a developer, or, you get a kind of a feel as to what kind of vision is there for the assets of this region, and we hope that you get to see the kind of best practices which will only evolve over time in the region. So that comes to an end of our episode today, and as I said, in the coming episode we have many more new things to look forward to, new announcements to make. So do stay tuned. And of course, I'll always be looking forward to your feedback. So do leave your comment in the comment section below. And you know the drill. Like, share and comment and subscribe to our channel. So until next week, this is Megha Anthony signing off.